Hey guys, today I want to show you guys some of the best productivity apps on smartphones. So this is on both the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. So these are some of the apps that are actually going to be very useful, which range from things like to-do lists to really cool apps that I have come across that have helped me boost my productivity. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first app is actually CamScanner. So let's go ahead and download that. Let's just go ahead to the Play Store and let's go ahead and get that downloaded. As you guys can see, it is a fairly popular app. It's this one. And this is basically really good for scanning documents and things like that. If I go ahead and click the app, it basically shows you what it does. So you can basically go ahead and sort of smart auto crop on documents so that it makes it look like you basically have the document itself rather than a photo of it. So, and it also detects some of the text on the document, which is really nice. And yeah, this is just a really great app overall. The next app I want to show you guys is basically a to-do app. And I think everyone needs a to-do app because, at some point in time, you might need to have a to-do list. And my preferred choice is Microsoft To-Do app, which is basically, I think it's really minimal, which is why I like it in terms of just being really minimal and being easy to use. So as you guys can see, it is this app, the Microsoft To-Do List, Task, and Reminder. And this is basically what I use. I already have it open. And the great thing that I like about this is you can basically have these groups. So obviously you can have multiple different to-do lists, but you can actually have a group. And a group is really useful. Let's say you have something for school, right? School. So I go ahead and create the group. And as you guys can see, within school, I can add different lists. So I can add something like math, and we can add a photo or something. I'll just go ahead and create that. And you can move math under the school one. So as you guys can see, we do have the to-do sort of layout where you can just have multiple different lists within school, and you can basically just nest different lists within another. And this is just really good in terms of organization. And it sort of works in terms of just like any other to-do app where you can just hit add, and you can obviously add the task. So you might say linear algebra or something, and you can set a due date here, remind or repeat. So if it's something that you do on a weekly basis, and it'll remind you. And you can also have a due date, and you can hit enter. And one really good thing I like about this to-do app is you can actually share this with other people so that you can basically have collaborate in terms of different to-do lists if you are working on a team or something like that. And it's a really basic version of sort of like a project manager and things like that. And you can also create a shortcut right to your home screen. So if you can access something directly from your home screen, you can just add automatically, and it should be there. So you guys can see that is right there. So the third app, as you guys can see, is already as well installed, is a podcasting app. So I am a big podcaster, so I really want an app that is really good for podcasting and really reliable. So the app of choice for me is this Google Podcast app. So I'll go ahead and click that open. And as you guys can see, I have a couple of podcasts are downloaded already. But the main thing I really like about this podcast app is that it's really simple and it just gets the job done. And what I mean by that is, let's say, usually I get most of my podcasts done when I'm not on Wi-Fi or anything. And I really like to download the podcast. So I usually just go on this podcast. It's one of my favorite ones. It's by Lex Friedman. He was an MIT researcher. And all you do is you hit this, not the share button, but this download button. And it'll basically download onto your phone. And once you go down to your activity and downloads, you can basically play it back right from there. And once you are playing a podcast, you can basically choose the speed level. And another really smart feature is there that it's called a sleep timer, which is, if you're listening to like a podcast while going to sleep, that's really useful. As well as having this, which is a trim silence feature. So, if you have a podcast that has long amounts of time where it's just no talking and it's just a bit of, transition or something, the trim silence feature is really nice because it saves you a bunch of time if you are looking to get more value out of your podcast in a shorter amount of time. And you can obviously subscribe to different podcasts. So these are all the ones I'm subscribed to. And to subscribe, you can basically just, search up something. So I'll go here, the portal, and it's basically subscribe. And it's really nice in this sort of format. So that has been it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, feel free to give it a like and leave some suggestions for future video ideas down in the description below. With that being said, peace.